I'm going to walk through the LG 27-inch smart gas wash tower the way I would if I were standing in my own laundry room, wondering whether this all-in-one really solves the space crunch problem without turning everyday chores into a headache. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. When a piece of equipment promises to combine a full-size washer and dryer in a single, sleek column, the first question most of us ask is, will it actually fit my routine, my budget, and the layout of my home? Or am I just buying a fancy piece of tech that will end up as a compromise? I've spent the last few weeks looking at floor plans, reading what people who've installed similar units say, and testing a few comparable setups in friends' apartments. So let's dig into the practical side of this wash tower. First off, the biggest draw is the space-saving design. In a typical two-person apartment, the washer and dryer each take up about 27 inches of width, plus the gap needed for the dryer vent. The LG unit collapses that into a single 27-inch footprint, which means you can reclaim roughly a foot of floor space. For anyone whose laundry area is more of a closet than a room, think small condos, urban townhouses, or even a spare bathroom turned laundry nook, that extra foot can be the difference between a cramped hallway and a usable walkway. The unit sits on a sturdy black steel frame, so it feels anchored, but you still need to make sure there's enough clearance for the door swing and for the gas line connection. That's a detail that trips up a lot of first-time buyers. The gas hookup isn't something you can just plug in. You'll need a professional to run a line and certify it, which adds a hidden cost that many overlook when they focus on the sticker price. Now let's talk capacity. The washer holds 5.0 cuffed, and the dryer 7.4 cuffed, which on paper sounds generous. In real life, the washer's drum can handle a king-sized duvet or a full load of towels without stuffing, which is a relief if you're the type who does laundry once a week instead of daily. The dryer's larger volume means bulky items like blankets don't have to be folded over or crammed, reducing the chance of uneven drying and the dreaded still damp in the middle scenario. I've seen a couple of owners mention that they can tumble dry a full weekend's worth of bedding in one go, which translates to fewer cycles and lower gas consumption overall. That's where the value proposition starts to show up. You're not just buying a compact unit. You're buying a device that can actually handle the load sizes you'd normally need two separate machines for. The smart side of the wash tower is where the experience gets interesting. LG's AI engine learns how often you wash certain fabrics and adjusts water levels and cycle times accordingly. In practice, this means that a quick wash on a light cotton shirt might actually run shorter than a generic 30-minute cycle on a rival brand, because the system has already determined the minimum water needed for that load type. If you're someone who likes to toss a mixed basket of clothes in the machine and let the tech do the heavy lifting, that adaptive logic can shave a few minutes off each load, which adds up over the month. The center control panel is positioned at waist height, making it easy to glance at the remaining time without leaning over. The display is bright enough to read, even on a dimly lit laundry room, and the touch interface isn't overly sensitive. No accidental changes when you're reaching for a detergent bottle. On the downside, the biggest practical weakness I've observed is the drying time on heavy items. Because the dryer shares the same column, the airflow path is more constrained than in a standalone dryer with a full-size vent. When you throw a wet, dense blanket into the dryer, you'll notice the cycle runs longer, sometimes 20% longer than you'd expect. If you're used to a rapid, dryer-only cycle on a separate unit, you may need to plan a bit more time for those bulkier loads. Also, the gas model means you're dependent on a steady gas supply. Any interruption in service can halt both washing and drying, whereas an electric combo would at least let you finish one side if the other fails. Who should consider this wash tower? If you're living in a space where every inch counts, and you have the budget for a professional installation, it makes sense. Think of a young couple in a city apartment, a single professional who does laundry on the weekend, or a small family that prefers to do a big weekly load rather than multiple small loads. The AI features are especially helpful if you value set it and forget it convenience, because the machine will automatically fine-tune cycles based on your habits. It also shines for those who want to reduce the number of appliances they have to maintain: one warranty, one set of filters,